Yeah, just save it for the last. Yeah.
Everybody wants to know about the casting couch. Yeah, everybody wants to know about the casting.
But one thing I'd like to say about all that Tisca said right now, it gave me the impression that the book is also written to tell the world how hard an actor works. You know, because she said with a lot of disgust that directors keep only this much of the edited portion. There are so many takes and so much that goes on, we work so hard. So somebody, you know, you have to tell the world that, you know, we work so hard. It's not only that these 2 minutes that have been taken to shoot the scene of 2 minutes. But yeah, so a lot of myths, or a lot of questions, I think, for people, and everybody's interested. People in villages want to know, ये बार बार करते हैं, वो क्यों करते हैं? बहुत सुना बड़ा boring होता है shooting. I don't know, why is it so boring? And how can I get tired of gaping at my start after 5 minutes? घर जाते हैं, you know. So they don't know what this guy does behind what happens, of course. But you know, there are also certain more insightful things over there than the obvious. For instance, I think it was Robert De Niro who was asked why actors who work the least in a film unit perhaps get paid the most. So, because you hardly work. So he said, well, we are not paid for acting. That we would do anyway, free of cost. We get paid for waiting. Nobody waits as much as us. And what happens when you are on the set for so long, waiting, preparing? That is one thing that is very intriguing, you know, and that I think also in some sort of a way, sitting in on the side makes your performance better or worse, makes your profession and your life better or worse. I couldn't be an actor because of that, I think.
Because of the waiting.
Because what do you do, man?
There's other reasons that he didn't become an actor, but more on that later.
Because I had the talent to direct, unlike some people.
Ouch! Yeah, no. So yeah, I think the waiting can be arduous. Having said that, there is a whole lot of you know, this idea of serious actor, dramatic actors staying in character, and then people walking around with this big cloud on their head and, you know, holding this posture or body language. I've always found that rather odd. You know.
So you don't buy into that at all?
I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't. Maybe that's not my method, but there must be somebody's method, obviously, because people do it and it does work. However, I do think that what Anupam Kher said to me when I met him, I think my second day in Bombay, I got along with his makeup man to meet him because he was the only star I had the chance to encounter. So he said, actor बनने आई हो? अच्छा अच्छा बहुत अच्छा. Like reading books? So I said, yeah, a lot. He said, very good. And किसी भी टाइम सो सकती हो? So, I said, किसी के साथ या ऐसे अकेले? He said, नहीं अकेले अपने आप के साथ जल्दी से सो सकती हो? So he said, I said, हाँ खड़े खड़े भी सो सकती हूँ. So he said, good, then you can survive the film industry because it's about how much you can actually get to rest between, because it's excruciatingly painful to wait for sometimes 5 or 6 hours, you know, waiting for magic hour, 4 बजे सुबह शाम अगला shot शाम को 5 बजे, you know, so you have to wait for certain set conditions or wait for snow to fall so that you can get a fresh patch of snow, other such things which you, and then you find, because people in who actually becomes an actor, somebody who thinks he's special, somebody who thinks he's got an oddball gift, somebody who thinks कि अपने गली कूचे में हम तो entertainer ही है, हम तो और हमको यही करना है. Somebody with quirks and somebody who's got something going on, खलबली going on inside. So you know, then you put a bunch of these kind of people together, तो कुछ तो खटपट होगी, कुछ ego, कुछ trouble, कुछ मस्ती, कुछ, you know, something will happen. And sometimes a strange harmony occurs and fantastic friendships are formed and a magical piece of work happens, and so it's all of that. So it's this exploring this whole dynamic, the harmonizing, the disharmony, the various things that can happen.
It's there's no answer. Really, there's no answer. I have seen so many people at RTO being agents now. Actor बनने आया था, so you go to make your driving license renewal thing, and he says he does the job, and he says, "Sir, कोई role होगा तो दीजिएगा." I'd come to become an actor, and Bombay, and especially the west of Bombay, is teeming with people like that. And then my mother used to say I look better than Dave Gunn. So why not me? There's no answer. Maybe him, yeah, who knows? And the amount of time that you can spend depends on who you are, what kind of person you are, how much money you have, and a lot of other factors. How irresponsible can you, how much guilt can you take of just sitting and doing nothing? You know, you can't, an actor, I think a big tragedy of being an actor is that you can't do it alone. A singer,
लाइट दादा
actor के ऊपर light नहीं दे रहे हो यार. हाँ. So a singer can do riyaz. A director or a writer can think, he can write down, he can do short. Everybody, every creative artist can do something alone, I think. Even a dancer can dance, you know. An actor can't do, it's stupid. It's not the same thing. He needs interaction, he needs another actor perhaps, or a script, somebody to write, or a director. You need a team to...
You need energy to feed off.
Exactly.
And an audience.
And and an audience perhaps. So see, an audience even a dancer would need, but an actor would need a script at least. He's not a writer, he's not going to write his own script. And he needs somebody to act with. It used to happen before, when I had attention people, but I lost that. And weird stories have happened more to actors, Anurag Kashyap and all, but so I can't get pissed off about it. But yeah, I cannot only be doing that because I also have my work, the main work to do. So just I feel that what I've done is that I've just tried to make it clear that to Abhi now I am not casting, so I can't cast, that kind of thing.
So you draw.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that worked, because see, I came into the city and I was calling people, I still call people still don't take my calls, that will continue for life. So I know where that guy is coming from.
Don't take your call, they'll be very interested to know who these people are.
Okay.
Off camera, off record.
You'll know. But so I know where he's coming from, and what would I have said to myself in that situation is what I try to say, that casting is over. I'm going to shoot now. Obviously, I'm not casting, and that word goes around. And I've found that the most persistent actors, once you, or not only actors but anybody, once you tell them what the true picture is and then they are convinced, they stop.
Tisca also has a very interesting point in the book where you talk.
It's so unfortunate. And then when I tell my friends, they don't believe it. They say, "Yeah, come on." I said, it's not that I'm a sage, but it's never happened. And then all my other friends keep telling me that, "Hey, so what are you saying? It happened," and all that. But it doesn't happen to me. So I'm really hurt about the fact that, to my knowledge, casting couch doesn't exist. To me, I've never seen it, man. I've only heard. Then I asked Sunny Deol once, that you've been in the industry for so long. Casting couch, see, two people get interested or whatever shit, that's not casting couch. But does casting couch exist? So he says, होता ही होगा. So I said, नहीं, but आपने देखा है? Do you have direct evidence? So he said, no, actually no. I only heard. So now he's born to the film industry. So he also had, and now I feel that any girl who actually hints or propositions the fact that she's going to sleep with me for a role, I'll just not cast her. अब इतना खराब हो गया ना, दिल इतना खराब हो चुका है. No, because what's happening is that it's something is not right. For instance, somebody says, please take me for a role, please, I beg of you, मैं मर रहा हूँ भूख से. My first instinct is that does he really respect himself? Does he know what he's talking about? Is he begging? I get pissed off. Somehow I feel it's not right. I think a girl or a guy being in a situation like that and offering that, it's the wrong energy. Yeah, a good look is not acting, for sure. Everyone who's good looking cannot be an actor or should not be going into acting. At the same time, an actor looking good the best that he can and different things is great. There's no problem with an actor being good looking either. But I do understand, out of my experience in watching movies from various cultures, that it's not like Shah Rukh was not supposed to be very good looking, right? Or Bachchan Saab, when they came into the film industry. There are only very few very successful actors. In fact, there are more people who were not supposed to be good looking who've been very successful as star actors. You know, I'm not talking about the others only. So there is a correlation of some sort, but I think more than everything else, it's about acting. I feel that when an actor does his job well, he looks good.
It's a very good question, and also it is a struggle that many people go through. The concept of pure acting, I mean, if I were to talk about just acting, should be largely devoid of ego. Because when you're assuming another, almost taking on another life into yourself, right next to your skin, so that you are almost not there, but another person is living in you, and so much so that you're dreaming that person's dreams. That real does that other life become to you? There's not much place left for ego. But if you're constantly planning and contriving and saying कि इससे मैं यहाँ पहुँचूँगी और इससे मेरे साथ ये होगा वो होगा, career moves and ये सब, I think that if you put in a very special kind of heart and soul into a performance, even if it's 2 scenes or 4 scenes, there's something about the truth which is just so visible to the audience. They will take you home with them. That will just go. It happened to me one time in Tare where my role was not huge. But throughout I believed so much in that story, and I had a brilliant director. And I could believe that story completely. So it was not a very hard jump for me. And I really was dying to do good work. There was nothing more important in my life at that point other than that film. I was ready to, we were supposed to shoot for 1 month, we shot for 8 months. And so I didn't mind nothing. You know, kahin pe bhi shoot karo, kuch bhi karo, din, raat, subah, sham, it did nothing matter. It was just कि हाँ ये बहुत मजे आ रहे हैं. Those few precious moments that you got to do, try out a few different things with the character was just so much fun. So, and it opened up the gates of much more work. So I think the important thing is that people are beginning to recognize that. Actors are beginning to recognize that the opportunity will come from where? आप स्ट्रीम के साइड पे बैठ के तो स्विमिंग सीख ही नहीं सकते ना. मझधार में आओगे तभी तो आप सीखोगे कि यहाँ पत्थर है, यहाँ पे बड़ी मछलियाँ हैं, यहाँ पे ये है, यहाँ पे ये, और इस तरह से स्विमिंग सीखनी. और टक्कर भी खाओगे, गलत भी करोगे, अच्छा भी करोगे, but that's how you will learn. There is actually no other real way, concrete way to learn how to practice the craft, except with real people. As he said, it's in that sense a community activity. So I think part of what I've also discussed in the book is this, that there is a chapter called Star versus the Actor. So we'll discuss that at length from many people's perspective. Shabana ji has spoken about it, Anil has spoken about it, many people have spoken about it.
It says, I think a director's job is in that direction for sure, that he should at least create an atmosphere which is conducive to somebody performing well, an actor acting well. Yeah, of course, yeah. I think it's a collaboration. Just like an actor acting well makes the film better, right? So who's doing whose job? There's an overlapping area over there.
I'd like to add to that. I've spent about 5 or 6 hours when we were talking about the book with Imtiaz. There's a particular kind of energy that he has. He likes you as you are. There is no sense of wanting to alter you in any way. And you know, it's that letting somebody be with or without, wherever you are in your growth process, or you know, whatever mistakes you're making or however you're going, and that letting be creates a sense of trust and freedom, wherein you're able to come up with a lot better of yourself. And the acting process is about this sort of trust, I feel. That it's like how I understand it is, correct me if I'm wrong, is like there's a pipe, which is the director, and there's a tap, which is the actor. It is out of the actor that the director's emotion must flow. Because ultimately it's the director who sees the larger picture, because only he can actually see the film in his head. The actor can only at best see it fractionally. और if you're more evolved तो आप थोड़ा और ज़्यादा देख लोगे, but actor को हमेशा लगा रहता है कि इसमें तो मेरा कुछ काम ही नहीं है, you know, मेरी तो लाइनें ही नहीं है यहाँ पे, और मेरा एंगल ठीक नहीं है, वो थोड़ा माइक्रो पर्सपेक्टिव होता है. But when it comes to a director, he can see it, and if you can trust that he's going to do the best for this whole thing, and so if you and the director can sort of fuse like a pipe and a tap, then that the emotion that he's trying to extract from you will come out very beautifully, and that trust, when it's formed, can be a very solid bond, you know. So that's something which he in that longish evening that I spent with him, it was you know, I could sense that great sense of warmth that he creates. No. इसके बाद बस और नहीं अच्छी बात है.